Hi, Miranda. Just taking a look at your logo rough draft. I like it pretty well. I, I'm not sure if you drew this or if this was an image trace. I'm guessing it probably was an image trace because there was a white background on that. Um, I kind of think maybe it might be a good idea to simplify this because honestly, as a logo design, um, it's almost just too complicated. I mean, even the cork itself with the wavy lines in it is a little much. Of course, I know that you guys are beginning students. I know you have probably a little bit more. Um, you have more than the other students do, as far you have more. What do you call it? God dang it! Sorry, my brain is not working very well. You have more experience than some of the other students do, but I kind of think this shape here might be a good shape to just um, work with. Like this one might be good to just pull out. And let's work with black first. Let's not do color. Um, so maybe like that, and then you could still take maybe this. And let's make this a bolder image, because the image is like, it's just not bold enough, but if we take chunks of it out, we can make it, and we want to use just black first, right? So um, we can make it, oops, I'm not meaning to grab the anchor points. And let's see, maybe this cork image here. Um, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like coming in here and maybe just taking this and pushing shift to open it up so it turns white. And let's just kind of, I don't know, change the shape of this a little bit. I just want to make this more, we can subtract anchor points too. Might be too many. I'm using the white arrow tool, and I use the subtract anchor points or delete anchor point tool underneath the pen tool to delete a few anchor points just to make it a little bit easier. And I'm grabbing the handles on these anchor points just to make this smooth out. There, something like that would be good. And let's see what else. I don't want these to be conjoined. It's kind of annoying. I did, what I ended up doing was I did ungroup. And that should do it. So that's not grouped with the other thing anymore. And then we can just do like another, let's use the pen tool again. And let's just do a really simple, actually, let's start a little bit further out. We'll just do a really simple cork shape. Maybe something like that. That's not very good. But something similar to that would be maybe a little bit smaller, maybe a little less angled. If I want to open up this anchor point, I do just push shift and click on it with the white arrow tool to open up that anchor point. Maybe something a little closer to that. And then if we want to round off, we can do anchor point tool, and we can use that to round off the edges a little bit. It's great for just rounding off edges really quickly. I just want to create like a nice little rounded cork shape. So that's not too bad. And then now I can push shift on my keyboard, use the, I got both of those selected at the same time, and then I just need to use the shape builder tool, which is down here. I need to reselect those things because when I get on the shape builder tool, it takes me off of them. So I push shift, get both selected, or I can click and drag over both to get them both selected. And then let's go back to the shape builder tool and drag our line through all those shapes to make one nice shape. This looks a little big, so I'm going to size it down, maybe not quite that much. Try and kind of, I might actually just join it in with the bottle. I think it'll actually look better that way. So let's use the shape builder tool again. I push shift to get both images selected. There's our nice little bottle. We can also use If we zoom in, we can use the smooth tool if we need to. We can kind of push shift on our keyboard with the white arrow tool and kind of rearrange these things if we want to change some of these angles and things if we need to. We can use the smooth tool, which is underneath the sharper tool, and we need to have our item selected, go to the smooth tool, and just kind of click and drag out with this tool to make it work. It basically just uses the computer just to try and smooth things out. You kind of just have to work with this tool to get how it works, but usually you just kind of draw the line how you see it in your mind and how you want it to look. And the computer usually does a pretty good job of smoothing out the shape for you. So it usually does it by deleting anchor points. But something like that looks pretty decent. And then, so that's looking a lot more bold than what you have here. And then one thing, you could put spooky costumes inside, but I'd almost suggest having it outside. And I wouldn't use this font. And you didn't outline your fonts either. We need to do a control click and create outlines, or right click on a Windows machine, but basically to create outlines on the fonts because they will be missing. And I would say this font is cute, but maybe a little too cute. We don't want to use like a chalkboard font ever for a logo because it's too detailed, too many little intricacies inside of it. So I suggest going with a different font for that. And I would suggest putting your font underneath. So, is it costume? This might be customs. Customs. You might want to put C-O-S-T-U-M-Z maybe. Costumes. Yeah, so maybe revisit how you're spelling costumes. I do like that you did a font pair. I almost wonder, since this might actually look better maybe on one line, maybe on two, but definitely I like the font pair idea. Stick with that. But I would say maybe keep it underneath like this. You could even put it inside of a shape, like you could put a black shape underneath and then bring your text over the top and like make your text white, maybe. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know if that's gonna look good. Obviously this text is not great because I haven't done a font pair to it yet. I haven't done much of anything to it yet. But at least we got the bottle form kind of worked out. What might work a little better, I would say something like this is going to work a lot better than like this, because this is just too detailed. We can work on the text later in class. We can either keep it inside the bottle or put it underneath. I'm kind of thinking underneath will probably work a little better, but we can work it out in class later. Great job. I'm glad you got a rough draft in so early. You're doing awesome in this class. We'll see you on Tuesday when I'm feeling better.